Alrighty, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. I know, okay, y'all been seeing a lot of 2B videos, but when I say I'm taking the character on a world tour, I mean I'm taking the character on a world tour. So, in today's video, we're going to focus more on those comments that I've been getting recently asking, what should I use if I don't have MAST, right? Because reality is, a lot of people won't have MAST, I feel like, only because MAST came out like the banner before Summer Nice, and even if we didn't know Summer Nice was going to come out, and if we didn't know well, I think there was predictions that say that Summer Nice was gonna come out. Even if we didn't know, even if we knew Summer Nice was coming out, we didn't know that she was gonna be broken, right? We didn't know that Summer Nice was gonna be one of the best characters in the game. But we did know, obviously, that 2 more limiteds were coming after the MAST banner. So I think because of that, most people did decide to skip, right? Because people are going to tend to summon for limited characters, especially swimsuit characters, over, you know, a character you can get any time of the week. So MAST is a character you can get any time of the week, and if you want to put her on your wish list for 2B now, then by all means, go ahead. I mean, she's a part of the Elysion class, and for wish list for Elysion, it's not even that crazy. So she's kind of like, honestly, a better pick on your wish list, honestly. But we're going to be talking about characters that you can use on your 2B team that will, you know, replace MAST. Now, is it going to be as good as if you were to use MAST? No, because by losing MAST, you're losing very, very big advantages, right? Remember, MAST gives a massive HP buff to 2B when you use a burst skill, and that's going to, you know, help 2B on her damage. Not only that, MAST is also the best crit supporter in the game, right? She gives insane crit damage support by 70%, I believe, and then she's also giving crit rate to the enemy, and then she also lowers defense by up to 100% or close to 100% at level 10 skills. So honestly, the characters you're going to want to use with this character 2B if you don't have MAST is probably going to be Mary and Noise, right? This is the comp that I came up with, and I think this is a pretty decent comp. Is it going to be as good as MAST? Probably not, but it should be a decent comp, right? Because Noise actually has, I don't have her skills leveled up like that, but Noise has a 40-second cooldown, but on her burst skill, she actually gives all allies max HP. The thing is, when we're not using her burst skill, we will end up using Mary's burst skill, which also gives max HP. So it's not stacking together, we're just always going to have max HP when we're entering a full burst, essentially. Right, and not to mention, Mary also does heal every time we enter a full burst. So I'm going to go into Chatterbox, and then I'll see you guys there. Okay, so I put together this team here, and I think since obviously MAST is a burst 2 and both Mary and Noise are burst 1 unit, a character you can use for that burst 2 slot is Novel. Remember, Novel on her burst skill is a 20-second cooldown, and she actually does have damage taken to the boss increased by, I believe, like 50%, so, or something around there. Let me check what my Novel is at. It's not really upgraded. I think she only has level 5 skills, right? 48%, almost 50% for 5 seconds. So she's gonna help this team out quite a lot. We also have Modernia there because besides 2B, by the time we get to 2B's third burst skill, she will probably start doing like nasty numbers. But besides that, we don't really have DPS. So Modernia is there just to kind of help us out with the DPS as well. I'll be surprised if 2B outdoes damage than Modernia on this fight. I'll be pretty impressed, right? Because again, Modernia is more invested in my 2B, and 2B is not with her best situation. She's just with her alternative situation. Another thing is that Noise taunts, right? So you're actually protecting your DPS a lot, right? Noise taunts damage, so you're fine actually when it comes to using Noise as well, right? So there's a lot of things you can do if you need it. But yeah, I think maybe this will take long to beat. I think that's all that this is going to like really show, that this will take some time to beat. But like I said, I don't have to worry too much because we do have, obviously, again, we're taunting with Noise here, and we also have heals from Mary every time we enter a full burst, right? I think honestly the only thing is, if you're playing near now, if you're playing Nikke now, you probably won't have the Summer Mary because she's a limited character. This is why I always say, like, don't miss out on limited characters, because they will gain so much value later on down the line, right? Mary was already a decent enough character, but I feel like she's just gaining even more value with 2B. Another thing is, MAST is a character where a lot of people skip, even though she was pretty good. I think even before 2B dropped, MAST was already a great character. Come on. I think MAST was already a great character even before she dropped, like even before 2B dropped. That's what I'm trying to say, right? But obviously, I wouldn't have known 2B was gonna need her, so I'm not gonna say summon on every banner just in case. But you know, I think if you're going to decide to summon on a character, at least consider how good they are for. Oh my, okay. So for example, in this situation, my noise died. Right, in this situation, we're gonna redo it, but in this situation my noise died. Does that hurt my team? Not really, because we always have Mary, who has a 20-second burst skill now, who is still giving me the max HP and the heals that I need. Right, so we are getting heals and the max HP from Mary, and you can see she's healing herself up. Right, and I think we're still going to be able to beat it, because again, we could still run full burst rotations. So this team is still going to beat it fantastically. If you don't have Modernia, you can use whoever your other DPS is. Remember, Chatterbox is not really a hard boss, and I think when it comes to bosses like Modernia and Blacksmith, this team will be exactly the same too. When it comes to something like Train and Gravedigger, this is a team that's probably not going to work that great. But I think if you're using this team for Blacksmith, Chatterbox, Modernia, and some other bosses that are like Union Raid, Solar Raid bosses, I wouldn't really use this specific team with Union Raid and Solar Raid realistically, but at Special Interception, I would use it for 3 out of 5 bosses, which is not bad, right? So 20 million from 2B and 31 million from Modernia. It's pretty good compared, if I'm comparing my, how do I say it? If I'm comparing my investments and then how 2B is getting buffed in the battles, that's pretty good. Because remember, we're not getting Noise's HP buff and Mary's HP buff together at the same time. We're just getting it every other burst skill, right? So it's kind of like the sacrifice you have to make for not having MAST, or I guess it's kind of the alternative, or what's the word I'm looking for? When you like, the downside, I guess, is that you have to get it every other turn. Right, but this team could help you survive, right? You have heals from both Noise and Mary, right? Novel is lowering their damage dealt and stuff like that. Now, if you don't have Mary, because I think Noise is a character you can get anytime. Let me see if I can find someone to replace if you do not have Mary. Okay, so I don't have this character yet, so I can't actually show you guys. But if you don't have Mary, Quincy is actually a free-to-play character that you get from Liberation. Most people are not going to have this character because obviously, again, before, I want to say as of late, not even when 2B dropped, but I want to say since Nero dropped-ish, that's when Quincy started getting a bit more relevancy. I mean, to the community at least, right? But obviously, 2 allies with the highest attack, and remember, she's a 20-second cooldown as well, and she is a burst 2 unit. She's actually going to be increasing their crit damage and their HP by their max HP by a nice percentage for 5 seconds though. She also does every 8 seconds increase, or I guess every other 3 seconds technically. So first it's going to take 8 seconds, and then every other 3 seconds from there she's actually going to be giving an attack buff. It's not really that useful for someone like 2B, but whoever your other DPS is, it's going to be nice there. And then because she does give crit damage to 2 allies with the highest attack, you can always run back to somebody like Volume if you need to, right? So probably you would have to remove Novel, put in Quincy and Noise if you need to, and then you can just put somebody else. There could be a third DPS if you want, or somebody else who can like support both of them, whoever it is. But Quincy is another good option. She's a free-to-play unit as well, right? But realistically, MAST is your go-to character. But if you don't have MAST, which you probably don't if you're watching this video, I mean, you guys are probably watching this video with MAST or not, but if you're wondering what to use if you don't have MAST, these are your 3 options, I think, really. Noise, Summer, Mary, and Quincy are going to be like your best options that can actually work with an actual team. And Novel as well, if you want for the, you know, I guess if you're using the Noise and Mary comp, Novel is a great burst 2 option there. So you guys let me know what you think. Actually, Quincy could be, you know, a burst 2 option as well. 20 seconds, and she will actually be helping out your Mary and your Noise. So, hey, for burst 2, if you have Quincy as well, you can slack Novel off, and boom, you're supporting whoever your other DPS is with the skill 2 and their crit damage buff, and then you're also, you know, increasing max HP for these characters, making them quite tanky. So you guys let me know what you think. I do think Noi or 2B is a great character. She does perform obviously a bit worse when you do not have MAST with her, but she still can perform ish. Remember, my 2B is attraction rank 10, no dupes, right? Level 686 stats. I'm trying to get these to like 10 10 10 or 777, or like from 777 higher, right? I'm trying to get these to 10 10 10 basically. But remember, she can perform in longer fights, right? In longer fights, no dupe 2B can perform just as fine, right? I think you're gonna see more performance from her in short fights if she's like invested into, but if she's barely invested into like this, then obviously in longer fights she's going to shine more. So you guys let me know what you think. Hopefully this video was helpful for the people who do not have MAST, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out later. Peace.